Hi, I'm Jo from Core Connection, personal training and buggy boot camp Bedford. I'm going to talk to you about diastasis and the kind of movements that we need to really think about day to day and when we're doing exercise. So first off, you've often got still got a pregnant looking tummy when you have diastasis, and you've often got lower back pain and pelvic floor dysfunction. And sometimes doming in your tummy when you lift your head if you're lying down on your back. So these are all things that signal that you've got diastasis, and they're also things to watch out for with your daily movements. Okay, so it isn't just exercise that you need to watch out for. There's lots of daily movements that we need to look at, and it's a combination of all of these things: your daily movements, your daily lifestyle movements, and the exercises that you include in your life that will help recover and strengthen your stomach and your diastasis, and improve the look of your tummy, which I know is always such a big deal. Okay, so even going back as far as breathing. So if you are a belly breather and your tummy puffs out every time you breathe, it's not going to give those tissues a chance to heal. Okay, so we need to address breathing, making sure that you're breathing in through your ribs, and then tummy follows a little bit, and then as you blow out, everything flattens. So that's just your general breathing. And then breathing when you're lifting, lifting weights, but lifting children. So making sure you're blowing out, lifting pelvic floor. So as you're doing that, tummy's flattening. So when you're picking baby or your child up, when you're putting them down, when you are putting them in the car seat. So you need to make sure you stagger your feet. So you're really giving yourself a really stable base for lifting. When you're putting the pushchair in the boot, okay, stagger your feet, big blowout, big lift of pelvic floor. Getting up off the sofa, big blowout, big lift of pelvic floor. Even things like tying your hair back or squeezing your hair out in the shower. As soon as you tip your head back, you can feel it in your tummy. Doing your bra up. Big thing is getting up and lying down. So lying down, you need to make sure you lie down onto your side, okay, and then roll onto your back, and again other way. Okay, so roll onto your side, big blowout to lift up. So when you're down there, don't lift your head. Okay, so as soon as you lift your head and create any kind of dome, you're creating tension that we don't want in your tummy. We need to make sure this tension, so we can manage this tension, we can manage this gap. Okay, so roll onto your side to lift up. Things like changing the bed is really quite a hard one, just because you're leaning over and pulling and lifting. Okay, so as soon as you're noticing any doming in your tummy, we need to really think about how you're doing that movement, whether you should be doing that movement at the moment. Even things when you're changing a nappy, reaching for those baby wipes. You know, if you're sitting in front of baby wipes are over here. Okay, it's that reaching movement. Reaching, holding baby out with long arms. Okay, it creates too much tension in your tummy. You try and keep baby close, baby overhead. Even holding your child, make sure you're not pushing your tummy out, especially with the baby carrier, which is a lovely thing. It's lovely to carry baby in a baby carrier, but just be aware of pushing your tummy out towards baby. Make sure that you're standing tall, chest is high, knees are soft, and you're supporting yourself. You're not pushing against baby. So they're all our lifestyle movements that we really need to think about, and just think about and change where we can. You're not going to be able to change everything, but it just you need to be mindful about how you move. With regards to exercise, there's no special exercise that's going to totally recover your diastasis. There's no one magic pill. It's a combination of lots of different things, and there's lots of exercises you can do that will make your core work and make that tension or increase that tension in that gap and bring your abdominal rectus together. There's lots of things we need to avoid initially as well. Things like crunches and sit-ups and press-ups and plank, okay? So none of these, okay? So we want to avoid these. We want to avoid roll-ups. We want to avoid side planks. We want to avoid press-ups. Even things like bird dog, no burpees, no heavy weights. They all just put too much pressure on your tummy, on your gap initially. Even things like swimming, especially if you're a head above the water swimmer, you need to again think about your body position, think about how you're doing it. Should you be doing that movement at the moment? Maybe we need to wait a little bit longer before you introduce it. So a really big thing as well is how you're feeding your body. You might be doing all of the lifestyle movements correctly, your breathing might be perfect, posture might be brilliant, you're avoiding all these exercises, you're doing all the ones you should be doing. You need to make sure that you're providing your body with those building blocks. Okay, so lots of good quality protein, lots of water, lots of vegetables. It will all combine to make collagen, which is needed for that tissue repair, so that when you're doing all these exercises and your tissue is replacing and repairing, you get good quality tissue in between, which is what we want. So you might always have a gap, as long as we've got tension in between and you can manage all those movements, that's fine, okay? You're going to have to think about it. If you've had diastasis, you're going to have to think about it for the rest of your life, but it will just become automatic. Blowing out lifting pelvic floor, or blowing out and pelvic floor lifts on its own, which is the point we want to get to, is just automatic. Your body will recover, and it will know what to do. Right, thank you for listening. Over and out.